English. English is a West Germanic language that originated in early medieval England and has become the most widely spoken Germanic language in the world. It developed from the interaction of Old English, Norse influences, and Norman French, which shaped its vocabulary and grammar. Today, English serves as a global lingua franca across science, business, diplomacy, entertainment, and the internet. It features significant dialectal diversity, including American, British, Australian, and many others. English is known for its large mixed origin vocabulary and flexible word formation. Its worldwide influence continues to expand through media, education, and international communication, making it a highly significant modern language spoken globally in many regions today widely appreciated. German. German is a West Germanic language spoken mainly in Germany, Austria, and Switzerland, with historical roots tracing back to early Germanic tribes in Central Europe. Its development was shaped by the High German consonant shift, which created Old High German and distinguished it from other Germanic languages. Over centuries, German evolved through Middle High German and Early New High German, gaining major influence from Martin Luther's Bible translation, which helped standardize the written language. German is known for its complex grammar, rich philosophical and literary tradition, and significant scientific vocabulary. Today, it remains a major European language used in culture, technology, diplomacy, and education. Dutch. Dutch is a West Germanic language spoken primarily in the Netherlands, Belgium as Flemish, and Suriname, with smaller communities across the world. It developed from Old Low Franconian, a West Germanic variety spoken along the Lower Rhine during the early Middle Ages. Over time, Dutch diverged from both German and English, forming its own written tradition by the 12th century. The Dutch Golden Age in the 17th century spread the language globally through trade, exploration, and maritime influence, contributing to several creoles and later giving rise to Afrikaans in southern Africa. Dutch grammar is moderately analytic, and its vocabulary blends Germanic roots with Romance influences. Today it remains central to the Low Countries. Swedish. Swedish is a North Germanic language spoken primarily in Sweden and parts of Finland, where it holds official status. It developed from Old Norse, the language of the Vikings, and gradually diverged during the Middle Ages as regional dialects evolved. The standard language is based largely on the dialects around Stockholm, shaped by centuries of political centralization and printing traditions. Swedish features melodic intonation, relatively simple grammar, and strong mutual intelligibility with Norwegian and Danish. It has a rich literary tradition and plays a major role in Nordic culture, media, and education. Today, Swedish continues to evolve, influenced by English, technology, and growing multilingualism across Sweden and Finland. Danish. Danish is a North Germanic language spoken mainly in Denmark and the Faroe Islands, with minority communities in Greenland and northern Germany. It developed from Old Norse and began diverging during the Middle Ages, influenced by political centralization around Copenhagen and early adoption of printing. Danish is known for its soft consonants, distinctive vowel sounds, and the phenomenon called stud, a glottal feature that shapes pronunciation. It shares strong mutual intelligibility with Norwegian and moderate intelligibility with Swedish. Danish has a long literary history and has played an important political and cultural role in Scandinavia. Today, it remains central to Danish identity and is used widely in education, media, and government. Norwegian. Norwegian is a North Germanic language spoken primarily in Norway and is notable for its unique dual written standards, Bokmål and Nynorsk. It developed from Old Norse, but unlike Danish and Swedish, Norwegian's history includes centuries of Danish rule, which left a strong influence on vocabulary and writing traditions. After independence, Norway worked to establish its own standardized forms, resulting in the modern coexistence of two official varieties. Norwegian grammar is relatively simple, with consistent verb forms and a tonal accent system that affects meaning. It shares high mutual intelligibility with Danish and Swedish. Today, Norwegian thrives in literature, education, media, and a wide range of regional dialects across the country. Afrikaans. Afrikaans is a West Germanic language that originated in southern Africa, developing from the Dutch spoken by settlers of the 17th century. Over time, it evolved into a distinct language shaped by contact with Malay, Khoisan languages, and several African languages, as well as influences from Portuguese and English. Afrikaans is known for its simplified grammar compared to Dutch, including reduced verb conjugation and the absence of grammatical gender. It became fully standardized in the 20th century and is now one of South Africa's official languages, also spoken in Namibia and diaspora communities. Afrikaans has a rich literary tradition and remains culturally significant across southern Africa. Yiddish. Yiddish is a West Germanic language historically spoken by Ashkenazi Jewish communities across Central and Eastern Europe. It emerged around the 10th century from Middle High German dialects and developed a unique character through extensive contact with Hebrew, Aramaic, Slavic languages, and later Romance influences. Written in the Hebrew alphabet, Yiddish became a key cultural and literary language of Jewish life, supporting newspapers, theater, poetry, and religious scholarship. Although its speaker base declined sharply after the Holocaust, Yiddish remains vibrant in various Hasidic communities around the world and continues to be studied academically for its rich linguistic and cultural history. Today it serves as an important link to Jewish heritage and tradition. Icelandic. Icelandic is a North Germanic language spoken primarily in Iceland and is renowned for its linguistic conservatism. Descending directly from Old Norse, it has preserved many medieval grammatical features, including complex case inflection and a rich verb system, making it one of the closest living languages to the speech of the Vikings. Icelandic's vocabulary is carefully maintained by language councils that promote native word creation rather than borrowing, helping preserve its traditional character. The language has a strong literary heritage, most famously seen in the Icelandic sagas. Today, Icelandic remains central to national identity and is taught consistently across schools, supported by media, literature, and robust cultural pride. Scots. Scots is a West Germanic language spoken in Scotland and parts of Northern Ireland, with roots tracing back to the Northumbrian variety of Old English brought north during the early Middle Ages. Over time, it developed independently from English, shaped by contact with Norse, Gaelic, Dutch, and French. By the 15th and 16th centuries, Scots had a well-established literary tradition, used in government, law, poetry, and everyday communication. Although English later became dominant after political union with England, Scots survived in speech and regional writing. Today it exists in several varieties, including Doric, Lowlands, and Ulster Scots, and remains an important cultural and linguistic heritage of Scotland. Luxembourgish. Luxembourgish is a West Germanic language spoken primarily in Luxembourg, where it holds national language status alongside French and German. It developed from Moselle Franconian dialects that evolved in the Western German-speaking regions during the Middle Ages. Over time, Luxembourgish gained a distinct identity through political separation, cultural traditions, and increasing use in administration and education. The language blends Germanic roots with influences from French and, to a lesser extent, Walloon. In the 20th century, official spelling rules and grammar standards were established, solidifying its modern form. Today, Luxembourgish is used in daily communication, local media, government contexts, and schools, serving as an important marker of national identity. Frisian. Frisian is a group of closely related West Germanic languages spoken in the northern Netherlands and small regions of Germany. It is best known as the language most closely related to English, with both descending from early Anglo-Frisian varieties spoken along the North Sea coast. Frisian consists of three main branches: West Frisian, Sederland Frisian, and North Frisian, each with distinct dialects and levels of vitality. West Frisian is the most widely spoken and holds official status in the Dutch province of Friesland. Frisian has a long literary history dating back to the Middle Ages and remains culturally significant, supported by local media, education, and revitalization efforts in its home regions. Low German. Low German is a West Germanic language spoken in northern Germany and parts of the northeastern Netherlands, with additional communities in North America. It descends from Old Saxon and is distinct from High German due to the absence of the High German consonant shift, which strongly shaped Standard German. During the Middle Ages, Low German flourished as the language of the Hanseatic League, serving as a major commercial and diplomatic language around the Baltic Sea. Its grammar is relatively analytical compared to High German, and it retains many archaic features and vocabulary from early Germanic speech. Today, Low German remains regionally important and is supported through education, media, and cultural preservation efforts. Faroese. Faroese is a North Germanic language spoken in the Faroe Islands, an autonomous territory within the Kingdom of Denmark. It descends from Old Norse and is closely related to Icelandic, sharing complex grammar, case inflections, and historical vocabulary. Over centuries, isolation on the islands allowed Faroes to develop distinct phonology and a rich oral tradition, including ballads and folk narratives. A standardized written form was created in the 19th century by Wenceslaus Ulrich Hammersham, helping unify diverse regional dialects. Despite its small speaker base, Faroes remains vibrant through strong cultural identity, local media, education, and ongoing revitalization efforts. It continues to serve as a symbol of Faroes' heritage and community life.